So this is a little bonus video on how to color a glowing candle. Now, you have to think about this ahead of time. So leave your candle blank and then get a really light yellow pencil. This is daffodil, but you could use any light yellow, or if you want to make your candle glow a different color, use a different color. So what I'm doing is just outlining the edge of the candle. So you're going outside the lines here. You're not coloring inside the flame, but you're doing the outer edge of it. And you can use the darkest pressure that you want. You could use a dark pressure. And then once you have that, with the small circles in a light pressure, just blend out the glow. So basically you're thinking like a glowing circle, like an orb around it. And you're barely using any pressure, like as light as you can go. You're just going to keep adding to it, going in sort of a circular shape, until you start to see the glow form around the candle. And then you want the edges of it to be like out to the white. Yep, just keep going. Really, really, really light pressure, as light as you can go, until you have the glow that you like. And it can be any color. It could be heavier or lighter, or it could be 2 or 3 colors, whatever you want. So now that I have that, I'm going to start in on the actual candle, and I'm going to use the same technique as we've been doing, but I'm going to, instead of going all the way around, I'm going to focus on the bottom half of this candle for now with the asparagus green. You could use any color you want for your candle. I'm using the Crayola asparagus. I'm going to outline the bottom of the candle and the item there with full pressure or pretty close to it, medium to full pressure green. And then as I go up towards the top of that candle segment, I'm going to fade it to white, because I want the top of the candle to be lighter than the bottom because of the flame. And if you have a darker color candle like this green, it's just going to take a little more work. Or a little more coloring. It's not work, it's play. So really light pressure still, very small circles, just blending out more color. I want it to be more green than it is. That actually looks pretty cool, but I want it to be a darker green color. So I'm going to just slowly add more color here. Still using a pretty light pressure, but enough that it's like adding green onto it. Darkening around the edge, blending it into that darkest outline, but going to white at the edge. Like I'm really trying to leave a lot of the paper showing through. Very light pressure. Looking good. Maybe add a little more color around the edges, just so the whole thing looks green. Darken the bottom. That's going to be the darkest part. It's farthest from the flame. And darken this a little bit, but not too much. I want to leave the top the lightest. Darken the corners more. And you can keep going with this forever and ever. You can add an even darker green. You can make the shadows deeper, add more contrast. You can go as far as you want. I'll keep it pretty simple for the sake of the demo. And now on the inside of the candle with a really light pressure, the flame is really, really lighting it up, but I want to add just a touch of the green on the inside, just so it looks really dynamic around that glow that we did in the first step. So I'm adding just a tiny bit of green to those corners. And then I'm going to go into the edge of that front part of the candle. And I'm using a really light pressure here, but I'm darkening the edge just a tiny bit in the corners to give it contrast from the glowing inside. Just a little bit. It doesn't need a lot. using like a really light pressure at this point. Ta-da! That looks pretty good. So now for the flame, I keep them really simple. I use like a medium orange or whatever color you want, like a medium to dark color. And I just do a little bit of the top edge. And then I blend it out, just like we've been doing, exact same technique. I kind of do the edge and then I blend it out to white. And then I use even one more lighter color and I blend the orange to the white with a little bit of yellow. You could do this, your flames could be any color you want. Cool. So that looks awesome. Looks good so far. I like the colors. It's simple, but I think it's effective. And now I'm going to go ahead and quickly color all these other items on the page. And I'm going to speed through it, but you can go ahead and pause the video or color along however you like. And I'm really just using the same techniques that we've used here. I am coloring with a really light pressure and a little bit darker pressure around the edges where I want the items to be darker. Awesome. See how beautiful that looks. And it's really just only using the one technique that you learned in the jar labels, but you can do so much magical stuff with it. So are you ready to take it one step further and color the background? I will show you how to do that in the next lesson.